You've got to fight the burnout. We're right around the corner from growing season and chicken broiler season and pig season, and that's kind of weighing heavy on us. Hey guys, welcome back to Free to Grow. Thanks for watching our channel. Please like this video and subscribe to follow along on our journey. Today, we're getting the house ready. We're getting the homestead ready to leave. We're gonna go away for about a week, and I'm watering the plants already. That's one of the things on my to-do list. Inside plants. So it is very tricky for us to get away. I thought it's probably tricky for some of you guys too, homestead or not. There's a lot of stuff to do. So whenever we are gonna head out for a couple of days or a week, we kind of create a big list of things that have to get done. We usually include some things that don't have to get done on there, but we have a lot of stuff to do. There's food to prep, there's animal chores that we prep for, and kind of to make it easier on usually family is helping us out so we can get away. And then we travel in an RV, which makes our life a lot easier. So we're gonna show you a little bit of what we're doing to get ready to leave the homestead for a week, starting with watering plants. This lifestyle brings projects, so you always kind of feel like you're in the middle of stuff. So you have to get things to a point where you can go away. So today I wrapped up my tallow rendering project, and I already made some sunscreen with it. I just am doing tallow and non-nano zinc oxide, and I think I whipped it up this time to get it to mix a little bit better, because we are going to be going to the beach, so it's going to be sunny and we might need some sunscreen. Don't usually wear it, but don't want to get burnt to a crisp while we're trying to enjoy a couple of days away. Rob is outside. I think we're gonna move the chicken feed into the second kind of garage area that doesn't the door doesn't get opened all the time, because last time we left for just a couple of days, the cat lives in the garage, and every time somebody went in there to get the chicken feed, the cat went in, and obviously she can't be in there while we're gone, stuck in there, because she's an outside cat, really. And then you can't leave the garage door cracked, because then raccoons will come in and eat the chicken feed. So we're moving the chicken feed to the other side of the garage that's blocked off, and hopefully that will be a good solution for that. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. This is our main garage area that we go in and out of, and the chicken feed's normally up against the wall over there. And we open this garage door all the time because it has an automatic opener on it. This side does not, but there is a door in between. So Rob's already moved the chicken feed over here, and that way there'll be a buffer. There'll be a door in between this one and that one, and we could leave this garage door cracked the whole time we're gone, because there's nothing else for raccoons or anything to eat in here. So solution, I don't know, we'll find out. We have yet to find a really good house sitter so that we can leave our dogs here, or farm sitter. We've really just relied on family to help check in on the chickens. We've never left with the cows here, so that'll be a first. But at some point you just gotta do it. You gotta get away. You've gotta fight the burnout. We're right around the corner from growing season and chicken broiler season and pig season, and that's kind of weighing heavy on us, so we just want to get away for a couple of days. We are going to move the chickens as well. We'll do a fresh move right before we leave. We're hoping to move the cows to the far side of this back pasture. Here's our little travel trailer. She's a 22-foot Flagstaff microlight. We bought 6 years ago now. Yeah, 6 years ago. She has been a lifesaver when it comes to traveling for us with 3 dogs. There's just no way that we could get away without bringing the dogs with. We haven't been able to find people to stay at our house and take care of the dogs and the farm animals. So it's a little more convenient for people to just stop out once a day and take care of your farm animals than it is to come out 3 or 4 times a day and let your dogs out. So Rob is in the middle of putting some water into our freshwater tanks, because it's really convenient while you're traveling to have some water in your tanks so that you can stop, pull over, you can use the bathroom, and you could even run the sink, wash your hands if you need to, something like that. We aren't planning on boondocking anywhere, so, but if we do, we'll have some water in the tanks already, and we won't have to worry about finding somewhere to fill up water. So we love traveling in the RV. It puts you in places you would never be, because you can stay at a campsite because you have your little house on wheels. So that's another item that's on our list. We got to get it prepped and ready to go, and then packed, obviously. I don't think we'll show you that because it takes a long time. What's your method here? Do you just count?
No, I'll check the tank button, but I press the button, see how it's not super accurate, but accurate enough.
Yeah, we've been out here trying to prep this thing to get away for quite a while, and one of the tires was losing air, and we realized that it was because of the tire pressure monitoring system that we had added. So it was just that was causing the valve to actually leak, and we switched that out and it's not getting flat anymore. So that is awesome, because we want to be nice and extra safe when we're towing. So we got excited and thought we were gonna be able to get away a couple weeks ago, and we did not, but we slept in the RV for a night in the driveway to see how it felt with a newborn. And Rob had put water in the tanks and actually had the hose hooked up, so there was like full water pressure, and we just weren't thinking about how it could get cold again. And not only did it get cold, it froze. And luckily, he had...
I'm not even sure if that had anything to do with this, but...
Basically, the lines in the RV all froze, but everything looks good now that it's thawed back out and he's run water. But the water pump is not working, so we don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. But the RV is a luxury, but also takes a lot of maintenance.
You want to see what rabbit hole I'm on?
Sure.
I've taken the pump off completely, and then I found this little valve that was stuck. Hence water not pumping, and it was really stuck, and I just now unstuck it. So now, as long as I can remember how to put the whole thing back together, as I started tearing into it. One of the whole reasons we're taking the RV is so that Liz can pee and poo on the road. That requires this.
So I can pee and poo?
Mm-hmm.
So this is our 5th year homesteading, and if you're anything like us, you don't want to leave your homestead, because you've spent all this time and energy building all of these systems to work just the way you want, and you have all of these living, breathing animals, and it goes against your nature to leave just to get a break for a week. And when you are weighing your options, sometimes it just doesn't feel worth it, because you have to ask yourself what the worst case scenario is. And for us, that's always our whole flock of chickens, our laying hens, could, die while we're gone. Are we okay with that? And usually we get to that point where we need a break, we're overwhelmed, and we just need a reprieve from this life that we've built, from the homestead. And so that answer becomes yes. Yes, let's just get away. Even if every animal on the homestead dies while we're gone, we're fine with it. And I guess that's kind of where we were this year. Everything has been a little more difficult on the homestead with a 1-year-old. I'm sure if you are a parent, you understand that. Maybe you think I'm crazy because you have lots of kids and I only have one. We only have one. But it's just been different and challenging to figure out how to get all the things that we need to get done when you are watching a now 1-year-old. But at the same time, we want to grow more and raise more because we have her. We want to be producing as much of our food as possible, and we want her to see it and experience it and enjoy it. So we're trying to find that balance between getting her out to see the world and experience things, and staying on the homestead and having this awesome life where you have a great connection to your food sources. This year, one of our goals was to plant a lot more potatoes, or produce a lot more potatoes, I guess, than we have in the past, because it's something that we use a lot of all winter, and we just have never made it more than a couple of months. We've been able to store them in the fall to last us a couple of months, and so we really focused on getting as many rows of potatoes in this year as we could. And I even pulled out the measuring tape to try to space the plants evenly so that we could get a better harvest from them. And I put a couple of rows in the in-ground garden down behind the house, and I put a couple of rows in the raised beds, and we are very excited to see how they do. We are in the early spring season here, so I'm not worried about getting potatoes in the ground and then leaving, because the soil stays really moist down here. There's rain in the forecast, and it's not going to be too terribly hot. So these things are going to get watered in over the next day or two before we leave, and then I'll let nature do its thing. But I was just excited to get a couple of rows in. I'll plant the rest when we get home. But again, this was one of our goals, is to plant more potatoes this year. So I felt like I was accomplishing a big thing on our list by getting this in while our 1-year-old was napping. I got some of the stuff on the list done yesterday. Thank goodness we have another day. I am making some ice cream right now because we have milk in the fridge, and I just trying to use up some of the stuff in the fridge. I've been doing a whole bunch of dishes and a whole bunch of laundry, and I'm getting ready to go outside and try to clean up the flower beds a little bit because some of the flowers are already coming up. And then Rob's at work, but later today we're gonna move those chickens, and we might leave the cows till tomorrow morning because we're gonna try to leave tomorrow morning, and they are itching to get at that fresh grass. I hope they're okay while we're gone because they might eat it all in 2 days. These are our last couple of tips for leaving your homestead. We moved the chickens just last night. We're leaving this afternoon here, so we've got them in a nice good spot to be for a week. We've got the hose right up to where they're at for the family that's gonna come check in on them. That way it's just easy for them to fill up the water. We actually got a ring camera to put outside. We can kind of see the cows with it, which is really cool. We've never done that before, but Rob just thought, hey, maybe it'll work. So we've got that up on the front porch there. And the very last thing that we're gonna do is open up the second half of this pasture for these cows to just have free range while we're gone, and hopefully they're satisfied with that for a week. We will see. Good luck, guys. It's hard to leave the homestead, but it is so necessary. You have to learn to trust friends and family that are willing to help, and just get some of those systems set in place. We've got a nice 5-gallon water for the gravity fed water for the chickens, and we're gonna have to sacrifice the second half of that pasture and just let them have at it. But that's sometimes what you got to do. We are busy packing, but we'll see you guys on the road. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.